All right, let's get started, shall we? So we're going to take a couple of minutes to breathe. Imagine a line of energy dropping down from the root of your spine all the way into the earth below. Take a couple deep breaths. Deep breath. You are here in this space. You are present. All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm Reverend Dr. Pamela Hancock, and I'm a member of the MoonStone Society, a multi-faith pagan organization here in Crestline. I'm also the professor of spiritual practices and care of the soul and the chaplaincy director at Star King School for Ministry, which is a Unitarian Universalist seminary. I'm a priestess of a local coven called Sisters of Moon and Snow, and I currently have something in the works called Inhabit, which will be a mystery school for archetypal witchcraft. I've been practicing witch since I was 12 years old, was trained as a priestess in 2011, received my Master's of Divinity in 2015, and my PhD in Jungian psychology last year, and have dual ordination with an interfaith organization and the Sacred Well Congregation, one of the only ordaining pagan bodies in the world. And in the midst of that, I'm also a mother and a wife. I don't know how I have time for all these things. I work with many representations of the divine feminine and will be sharing this information with you in the months to come. I am not Wiccan, but do not fear if you are Wiccan. You're welcome here. If you have any questions, keep them, write them down, and we'll have a Q&A session at the end. If you're just starting out in witchcraft or just curious, I love teaching those who are new to the craft, so welcome. I'm excited to be here with you as we launch these weekly services through MoonStone Society with a special partnership with people like Elise, who owns this bookstore, who had to go out to Los Angeles today. Lisa of Mystic Raven Manor, who will be hosting our holy day solstices and equinoxes. And my partner in crime, Gunnar, the other member of the MoonStone Society, who owns Akasha and does the every other week Asatru Blood. So welcome. Let's briefly talk about witchcraft before we get started so I can give you some preliminary information. As I noted, I've been practicing witch since I was 12, although I believe I was born this way, as when I was a child, I found my holy places here in the mountains among our towering pines and lush cedars. They spoke to me and nourished me when dealing with my abusive father. I also was drawn to the heavy quartz deposits we have here in the mountain range, collecting small pieces I found in the lake and honoring the arrowhead on the front of our mountain, which is also made of quartz, whenever we passed by. So I was drawn into the craft by nature herself and all the spirits that live within our landscape. I then formally began my study of witchcraft with a white witch when I was, I think, ages 12 to 14, who taught me the basics and encouraged me along my path. We are still friends to this day. Come in. So what is witchcraft exactly? Hello. Feel free to grab a seat. I'm going to be as brief as possible with this, but wanted to start each witch's Sabbath with a little overview for those who may be new to this tradition. All right, so I'm literally stuffing like thousands of years of history into like a couple of sentences, so we'll get more into these things in other formats. So witchcraft has its origins as far back as ancient Greek and Mesopotamian times. These were the priestesses of magical traditions, those who worked with specific deities, namely Hecate and Ishtar, believed that they could draw on the power of these primeval feminine forces to change the world around them. Also based in indigenous beliefs that all matter, such as plants, animals, stars, and stones, are all spiritually alive and can be utilized to assist us in a myriad of ways. Eventually, these systems of belief coalesced in traditions such as alchemy and paganism in its various forms, such as that of the Celtic Druids. Witchcraft, as we know it today, probably started in the Middle Ages with the Green Women, or healer witches, who were practitioners of healing and herbalism who passed down their wisdom with oral traditions from generation to generation. So we're talking about women who probably weren't writing at that point. So these were the women that were then burned at the stake because of the church's fear of their innate powers. And thus the tradition went underground. It was only in the late 1800s that it emerged in any public way, and that was due to people like Aleister Crowley, who was not looked like as a good person, Gerald Gardner, and others who put a bit of a patriarchal spin on these origins. But there were still these women passing down these oral traditions, and that is where we will be when we're utilizing witchcraft and these witches' Sabbaths. This magic is unique because it draws our attention to an interrelational entanglement where we will intentionally enlist other than humans in collaborative effort to change. All right, I'll explain that more. But we must remember that within this magical framework, where everything has its own energy, entities don't exist solely to be exploited by humans. And thus, we must approach every energy we work with the utmost respect. So what does this mean? So because of the fact that everything is imbued with divine energy, that doesn't mean that it was put here for us to use. That's one of those misconceptions that kind of came out of biblical traditions. The world was not put here for us, right? So when we approach these things, we have to approach them with respect. It is the interconnectedness of all bodies that we draw upon. And thus we can make magic with anything, like literally anything, because all of the world has anima mundi, or the world soul, within it. So I will be encouraging you to seek out your own magical objects, things at home or you find along the street, maybe asking for your attention. I want you to listen for the magic within all that is around you. These voices can take the form of moon phases, a ghostly embrace from an ancestor, the medicinal qualities of herbs, the tree outside your window, or the crystal you are attracted to in that shop. Within witchcraft, everything is sacred. So let us begin. So every witch's Sabbath, we will begin with a meditation to get you fully in your body and an invocation of all the energies that we want to work with so that we can respectfully ask for their presence and give them offerings for their presence as well. So on the altar here is an offering of flowers and flame. So if you want to sit, get comfy, close your eyes, and I will do our invocation. Divine source of all being, great mother of 10,000 names sitting in the void, goddess of the earth, goddess of the moon, queen of the underworld, crone of the crossroad, imagine that line of energy that we started off with, connecting you to the Divine Mother, the Earth Goddess below. And with a deep inhale, pull that energy up into your body. All right, let us begin. So because there are newcomers, I wanted to make sure that I did this as often as possible, the gathering your magic. So throughout time, those who do magical workings, such as druids, witches, medicine elders, and shamans, have had magical pouches, which I personally love. For druids, they were called crane bags. For indigenous wisdom keepers, it's called a medicine bag. So over the course of 2023, as you learn about these different pagan traditions that MoonStone Society has to offer, you will be making items and be given some. So I'm going to pass around this basket of pouches. If you got one already, please don't take another one. But if you haven't grabbed one, grab one today. And pick the color that you consider the most magical. And then lovely Tiffany, my basket of pencil assistant, will pass out the pencils and pieces of paper. Grab 2 pieces of paper because you're going to be using a piece of paper for another activity. And keep your pencil for a while because you're going to need it. So 2 pieces of paper and a pencil. So on one of those pieces of paper, I want you to think about what it is that you want to really learn over the course of 2023. What type of magic do you want to infuse into your life? Or is there maybe like love matters that you need help with, your job, or just to be more grounded and magical? Do you want to start a daily tarot practice? Do more spells? Learn the runes? Whatever it is, or however many things it is, write them down and fold up that little piece of paper and stick it in your pouch. If you've already done this, think about maybe what's changed for you since the last time we did this. What magic do you want to infuse into your life this year? And you're going to keep that little piece of paper in that pouch over the course of the year, and then we'll do a reflection on that at the end. So as you all write, I don't want to waste time. So I'm going to go into our second part of our ritual. Okay, so tonight is the new moon. And the new moon energy is a focus of going within, gathering your resources, and determining what you need for the month ahead. As such, I thought I could teach you about a powerful ally who is wonderful for helping you gather energy and focusing it on what you need. And that's crystals. One of my favorite things to work with. As I noted earlier, the animistic beliefs of many indigenous cultures, as well as Shinto, Taoism, paganism, alchemy, and shamanism, all believe that consciousness is a fundamental feature of everything in the world. The divine, the breath of life, the soul, the center of consciousness is everywhere. And stone beings have been utilized since the dawn of man for their healing properties. So today we are going to call on them for their help. I want you to settle down. I'm going to get right on that other piece of paper now. What do you need help with this new moon? Where do you need strength or healing or something else? Between now and the next full moon, which is 2 weeks from now, you're going to be gathering this energy because the full moon itself helps you actually put whatever it is out into the universe. But for now, I just want you to think of what you need help with. That settling in, that going deep. What do you need to call on magic for? Can you hand me a piece of paper and a pencil? I realize there's enough, so I'll do it. Okay, so I actually found a really great selection of little crystals. So you're going to think about what that thing is that you need help with, and you're going to hold it in your mind, and you're going to say to yourself, what stone being comes forward to help me with this? You're going to stick your hand in the bag and pull out a stone. Okay, so what stone being comes forward to help me with this? All right, and I'm not going to tell you what that stone means right yet. So a lot of times what people do with dreams, with crystals, all types of things are like, oh, I need to look it up, right? What does this mean? We're not going to do that yet. One of the coolest things that I've done with crystals is meeting them. You're going to find out what they have to tell you before we tell you the traditional meanings of things. So after everyone has one, we're going to do a little meditation. Everybody got one? Making their way around. What stone being wants to help me with this? Tap.
I have it right here. Right? Go figures.
Same thing.
Tiger's eye's always in my crystal.
Aww. Everybody on this side get them? Yeah? Good. All right. So we are going to do a practice called meeting a stone being in the heart. All right, so you're going to sit and you're going to relax and you're going to hold your crystal in your dominant hand, so the one you write with. And you're going to close your eyes and you're going to take 3 deep breaths with me. All right, now you're going to put all of your sensory attention on that stone. You're going to look at it deeply. You're going to feel its texture and shape. You can smell it. Does it smell? Let it fill your perception. Smooth. Okay. So now you're going to take another deep breath and you're going to close your eyes And you're going to cup that crystal in both hands and bring it a couple of inches from your mouth. And on that next inhale, you're going to draw the energy of that crystal in through your mouth and into your lungs. And you're going to invite that stone being into your heart. And as you exhale, offer your energy back to the stone being. And let it know that you are available for a relationship. Do this inhale one more time. And now you're going to place the crystal near your heart center and ask that stone being how it can help with your need this new moon. If you're worried you'll forget something that they're saying, you can write it down as you're going, or just have a conversation with it in your mind. Thank that being for their message and write down what happened, your communication. All right. So as people are finishing up, let me explain what you got there. Okay, so the clear white ones are quartz, if anybody got that. That amplifies one's intention. It's clearing, cleansing, healing, can bring heightened spiritual awareness to the wearer. You can meditate with it. It can be used for healing, chakra opening, attracting and sending love, and generating prosperity. Oh, by the way, at the end, you guys can take pictures of the explanations. You can take them with you. The pink milky ones are rose quartz. That's love, gentleness, emotional healing, releases stress, and unites with the divine. Links one with the Great Mother, releases past wounds. It's a pure stone of love for oneself, partner, children, family, friends, and community. It smooths the emotions and provides calm, dispels fear, rebirth, and hope and faith. Okay, so the green ones are aventurine, and that's for vitality, growth, confidence, supports general healing, increases life force, helps heart and circulation, helps with optimizing your zest for life. It helps one move forward with confidence in new situations, brings feelings of lightness and humor as one deals with life's ups and downs, and it aids in rebuilding depleted energy reserves. The brown ones are tiger's eye. So that's balance between extremes, discernment, vitality, strength, fairness, supports hormonal balance, enhances general vitality, instills spiritual balance, stamina, creativity, and clarity, helps you take effective actions and at the same time remain grounded, calm, and centered. That's nice. It energizes the body and can help overcome fatigue. The black ones, these guys, inner strength, focused attention, willpower, self-mastery, discipline, and reason, aids in recovering and strengthening after illness, exerts a calming influence, engenders confidence and power. It helps enhance endurance and persistence, enabling the wearer to complete dreary and difficult tasks. Well, that's good. Boosts the retention of memory and encourages attention to detail. It helps one control, focus, and direct the will. And those pretty purple ones are amethyst, which is for protection, purification, divine connection, releases addictions, overcoming addictions, nerve disorders, aids oxygenation of blood, helps clear negative or addictive emotional patterns, facilitates connection with spirit guides, spiritual protection, and it can clear one's field of unhealthy attachments, helps in meditation to aid in moving into higher states of consciousness. Okay, so over the next month, I want you to use this crystal as much as you can. Wearing it, putting it on your altar, doing the meditation again to get information from it, getting to know it better. Whatever you are drawn to, do it. Make its magic yours. And remember that respect piece. So it's also doing its own thing in the world, right? It didn't just make its way to this pouch via Amazon to then just be your little slave. It is also its own energy. So make sure that you honor it as well. Like say, hey, what do you need? If you've been meditating with it for a while, it might be like, I'm tired. I need to have a bath. Like, give it a bath. Like, so just honor it. And the more you develop relationship with the crystals, the more that they will enhance your magic. All right. And I also wanted to encourage you that over the next month, if there's another crystal that you're really attracted to do that meditation with it, learn who it is. And then if you have any questions over the month, feel free to reach out to me. All right. So at the end of ritual, the way that we formalize the ending of a specific ritual is to close out and thank those prayers for being present with us. So I do a goddess prayer, which is on your little handout. So in this prayer, we always ask the Divine Feminine, specifically the Maiden Mother Crone, to be with us as we make our way out and then to hear the magic that we just did. So if you feel so moved, to join with me as we do this. Sacred Maiden Mother Crone, bless and keep me. Sacred Maiden Mother Crone, bless and keep my family. Sacred Maiden Mother Crone, bless and keep my community. Sacred Maiden Mother Crone, see my magic, hear my desires, and seal my workings. I honor thee. By the power of 3 times 3, let it be, let it be, let it be. By the power of 3 times 3, let it be, let it be, let it be. By the power of 3 times 3, let it be, let it be, let it be. So each time we are together, I will offer up a blessing for anyone who's interested. I'm going to come around with this bottle of blessing water that includes water from the river that goes down from the mountains in Big Sur into the ocean, water from Bridget's Well in Ireland, spring water from our mountain rivers during autumn and winter, as well as tree essences that I made of ponderosa pine and cedar. So I will be coming around and anointing your third eye if you want. If not, say pass. That's also fine. Dip it in here. All right. Sacred Maiden Mother Crown, bless and keep you.
Mother Crow, bless and keep you. Don't waste
My
the
crystal will
food.
take that. Thank you. There we go.
Oh, it's got a crack.
Oh
Oh,
no.
No. Boo. All right, well.
And it's so beautiful.
Yeah. That's what I get for carrying
Terrible.
stuff around in my car.
Sacred Maid Mother Crow, bless and keep you.
Yes.
Yeah. Sacred Maid
Oh my goodness, this is sad.
Oh yeah, you gotta get that into something else.
Mother Crow, bless and keep you.
Yes.
There's a cup right there.
Yeah.
You want to? Oh yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, just stick that in there. Oh, I'm sad. I like that
I know,
bottle.
that's a shame. It's beautiful.
Boo. All right. Well, we'll just get that home and into some other pretty bottle. But at least do you have any pretty bottles? Okay. Oof. Well,
I do.
good point. I'll come over. Okay. Yeah, I don't want to waste that water from Ireland. I'm like, ah! Okay. Okay, so placed a jar out if anybody wants to give a love offering. This is a donation-based organization, y'all. So we greatly appreciate your support and continue to be present with all these goodies for years to come. So if you would like to do that on the way out, I also put a little Venmo thing on the handout if anybody wants to go that direction. So before we end, does anyone have any questions?
I wanted to know what your stuff was with the oak tree with the rosemary necklaces you gave us. I have my own,
Right.
but I was drawn to, I remember you saying that you had information.
Right. So we will be working, so I haven't typed all that stuff up yet.
Oh, okay.
We're going to be working with trees. So the next Witch's Sabbath is close enough to in bulk that I'm going to be teaching about working with specific deities, specifically Bridget, because she would be pissed at me if we didn't. So we'll be talking about that, and I think the one after that's trees. So once I get all that information typed up,
Give you about a month.
give
Okay.
me about a month. I mean, it's all in here, but it's not like out.
No, I
so
know.
yeah. But we also I'll be teaching how to make tree essences at that point. And because there's this whole process of like going to the tree and asking for their help with stuff, much in the same way that we do with this. So in general, archetypal witchcraft is about understanding that there is a specific type of energy in every rock, tree, body of water, etc. And understanding that that has been infused into those beings, bodies of water, landscapes, by the divine. And as such, we can have a relationship with them. And so trees, especially the trees up here, because of the fact that we live around them, they're always present with us. And so it's learning how to tap into that. Like once I decided where the outpost was going to be, I have an office, and I was like, oh, it's completely surrounded by just cedar trees. So then it was like, oh, I've got to learn how to interact directly with these tree entities because they have their own power. And I mean, our trees have been here for a long time, so they're carrying with them all of the energy of this mountain, but they also individually have their own strengths and purposes. So we'll go into that more, I promise. Any other questions? Okay, well, that means I explained everything well. I wanted to let you all know that the idea for this meditation and the explanations of the crystals are from a book called The Alchemy of Stones by Robert Simmons. And he's been one of the most, what's the word I want? I don't want to necessarily use reliable. He's one of the authors that I identify most with the way that he explains his teachings. So if you want to know more about that book, let me know. All right, I'm going to wrap up with announcements. So be sure to check out our schedule. The website's at the bottom of your little handout there, and we also have some postcards in the front room. The MoonStone Society alternates services. So next week will be the Asatru Blot with Gunnar at Akasha, and then switch back over here for the next Witches' Sabbath the week following. And then, as I noted before, all of our holy days, the equinoxes and solstices, will be at Mystic Raven Manor, and we will be handing out the address closer to the actual event. So it'll be like a rave. You don't get the address until the day before. So, and for those, we'll do like a potluck, and it'll be like ritual and then party, so it'll be more lively and at night. Bonfires and stuff. All right. So that's all I have for y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is very good.
All right.